Hey, so I'll be doing things a little bit different today. I'm gonna show you a very simple, very lightweight sort of base makeup. I'm not gonna do any sort of look. I'm just gonna teach you techniques on how to achieve a very simple, mattified base makeup look that takes you minutes and doesn't really require you to use a lot of layers of, foundation, concealer, and all that. It's gonna be perfect for those who are like on the go, those who just don't want to feel any sort of like heaviness on your skin, those who just don't like wearing a lot of makeup in general but want to achieve that very perfect base. This is definitely the video for you, and yeah, let's dive right into it. So right now I have a little bit of a moisturizer on my face, and I'm gonna move on to sunscreen because that is vital. And I'm gonna be using this Eyenlip Beauty Pure Perfection Natural Sunscreen. This is an SPF 50, so you can never go wrong with SPF 50. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna put a light layer on my face because I actually did apply sunscreen earlier, like maybe not two, but like an hour and a half ago. And I have this little meeting that I'm supposed to attend, so this is perfect for whenever you are just on the go and you need to really just get out the door really quickly. So once you've done your sunscreen, I would highly suggest a primer because primers are gonna really keep that foundation or your concealer locked in its place the whole day, and it's also gonna form a barrier between your skin and the makeup that you put on top so that nothing really slides. So think of it as building up, okay? Like you don't want to put bricks together without cement, right? So that's what primer does. Primer is just gonna help enhance your makeup a little bit more, and it's gonna make your makeup last a lot longer too. It definitely enhances the longevity of your makeup, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll be using this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless primer. It's pretty good actually. I think it's made out of clay. It'll absorb the excess oils in your skin, and for this look, I don't want it to be dewy or anything. I just want it to be completely matte. But not matte in a way that's like uncomfortable for the skin. Like I want my skin to still be hydrated. I don't want it to be too like tight, I don't like that tight feeling that comes with having very matte skin. And I feel like this primer really does the trick in getting rid of the excess oils on your skin and keeping oil control at bay, and also giving you like a very nice canvas to work on. So here's a trick that I've learned if you really want to keep your makeup looking fresher throughout the day, is that I blot with a tissue. So, because you just applied all those products on top, and you don't want any excess moisture to mix with the foundation or concealer, so you really just want to blot the excess and make sure that you have like a clean and dry canvas to work on. So you're essentially just removing any excess oils or any excess moisture that happens to be, evident from the products that you put on earlier. I don't know why I can't speak today, it's just... Next I'm gonna go into color correcting. I'm gonna be using two color correctors because one is a lot more peachier than the other. I'm using the Girl Pro Conceal. This is in the shade Peach, and Peach is really peachy. I don't know. I don't really know how to say it, but basically, it is very peach toned. It is very peach tone. I really do like how this concealer is not the most pigmented. I mean, it is pigmented, but it's not like full coverage, so you still have that control to just like alter, you know, your preferences, alter your look according to your preferences. So I'm gonna be mixing it with this light ivory shade, and this light ivory shade is also, it's a lighter shade, but it also has like cooler undertones, like pink undertones, that will also be great at color correcting as well. What I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna mix these both so that I have a nice, even, I would say, perfected layer on my skin, so that I don't have any like underlying dark pigments, be it on my dark circles or like scarring. So that's what I'm gonna do. And the trick with color correcting is that as you color correct and build up all these layers, you don't have to use like a ton of foundation or concealer. The trick to making your base look nice and even is to definitely color correct. I personally like color correcting because it definitely enables me to not use so much foundation or concealer. It definitely does give you an even base to work on without you putting that much effort in, because you're literally just concealing before you put on any other product. But in terms of concealer, this is definitely like, you know, a corrector shade. So I'm also gonna go in with the color peach on areas where it's a lot darker. So just on these spots that are like freshly picked scars. And I'm just gonna dab it with my fingers. I'm not gonna use a brush because I don't want to move it around too much. I just want to keep it at that spot. Always go in with a beauty blender if you like, just to make sure that everything is well seeped into your skin. And there you go, you have an even base. So now it's like the perfect time for you to put on your foundation or your concealer. You already have an even base. So this is what you're gonna do with the foundation part of the tutorial, since now you have an even base to work with. So for foundation today, I'm just gonna use this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. They also have like the foundation versions of this, but I find that if you're gonna get any sort of base makeup, just get a concealer. It has more coverage, it has more pigment in it, so might as well. And I find that this is, even for a concealer, it is very movable, although it is very high coverage and pigmented. So usually with high coverage concealers, they tend to be more on the matte side, and it really doesn't have that blendability that I look for. You get what I'm saying? Like some matte products have this tendency to, like, once you put it on, it doesn't really budge, doesn't move. And I need it to move. I need it to like move around and be flexible whenever I blend it out. So I'm just gonna put it some on the back of my hand, like so. And before I forget, this is in the shade, my shade is C7. So this is not exactly cool toned. I'm not sure you guys can tell on camera, but the shade has the letter C in it. So obviously that stands for cool. So it definitely has some pink in there, but it's not super pink or cool tone. I can still work with this. It's more like a neutral cool. So I'll probably get more of their concealers with the shade neutral or golden, just to see if I like it or not. But basically, you're gonna take your brush and you want to make sure that the bristles are flexible and fluffy. Okay, you don't want to go with a brush that's super dense. You want to go in with a brush that enables spreadability on your face. So using your fluffy brush, you're just gonna really saturate the bristles with the product. You're just gonna go in and then you're gonna take this and you're just gonna buff it around your face. Just buffing out and stippling as you go. Now the trick to this is to really concentrate on the center of the face, because when you think about it, when you first look at someone, it's directly at the center of their face, not so much at the outer regions of the face. So generally, I would concentrate more on the center, like my T-zone, my nose, my chin, and anything that has like that little bit of redness in there. And then with the excess product, you can go in on the outer corners of your face, the outer perimeters of your face. See, you have like a little bit of redness in there, you can always just go in with the excess product and just go in on that region just to like cover it up a little bit. Now for areas where you really do want to spot conceal, such as, you know, maybe your under eyes or like you have any other like breakouts there, you can just go in with the tip and you just go over it like that. It's like a very natural sort of makeup tutorial. You're not putting a ton of product on your face. You just really want like this lift in kind of look without it looking super cakey, or you don't want your face to look super done up. It's kind of giving you my skin but better, but rather than using like a tinted moisturizer, right, it gives you not that much coverage. You're using this with a lot of coverage, but you're kind of like mimicking it to look like your skin but better. So just buffing that out there. And also I want to add that if this trick does make your makeup last all day, if you think about it, nothing really lasts all day. Your makeup, depending on the product, obviously, depending on the product, your makeup will definitely oxidize. And it'll, you know, natural sweat, oils that your skin will produce, it's definitely gonna have an effect on the products that you wear throughout the day. So, but this is definitely more, I would say it's a technique that I've been trying out lately, especially with the heat and all that, the heat and humidity in Malaysia. So it's definitely, I would say, a lot more foolproof, because I'm not using a ton of product. I'm just literally like taking off like a little product in the back of my hand and just buffing it out on my skin. So I think like the less products you use, and we already have that little bit of coverage from the color corrector, so you don't need a lot of base products to go onto your face. But yeah, after that, you're gonna take your little sponge and just make sure that it's more lifted in. Just go around your face like that and just blend it out. If you still see some, you know, scarring or what you call as imperfections, I mean, I don't really care, to be honest. You can always go over and spot conceal that, but to be honest, I don't really care about, you know, my acne scarring or whatever, because I feel like if it's there, it's there. It's gonna go away eventually. So don't let minor imperfections like that get the best of you, because you know what, acne and acne scarring, it comes and goes. You know, it's not constant. It's not gonna last forever. So yes. So I went ahead and did my brows off camera because really nobody cares. But yeah, it was really bugging me how like the left part of my eyebrows are like kind of like all over the place. I don't know how I got like that, because usually my brows are like pretty like they have like a shape to it, but I don't know, maybe this one is balding, who knows. But this one I didn't really have to do much to it. This one I just had to like do the outer parts, like I just had to fill in the outer perimeters of my brows. So yeah, here we are. What you're gonna do is that you're gonna take the same tissue from earlier or a new one, it's really up to you, and you're gonna dab out the excess moisture or the excess product that's sitting onto your skin. So remember how we wiped off, I mean not really wiped, but like we blotted off the excess moisture from the sunscreen and the primer. Essentially now you're just gonna do the same thing with the concealer that you just put on. And whatever that's on this tissue, like you see that, we don't want that on our face because we want to keep our skin as matte, I would say. We don't want that extra moisture on our skin. That's all I'm trying to say. So we're just gonna blot that excess product off, and then after that we're just gonna go in with like a little powder. So I'm using this powder by Intuit. It is the Oil Control Boost Powder in the shade Natural. So if you use like a tinted powder, like a tinted translucent powder, it's just gonna give you an extra layer of coverage. So usually you would go in with a brush with powders, right? But for this step, because I really want it to be locked down in place, I'm gonna use a puff. So I'm just gonna stamp this on my face. Now going in like that, you're gonna remove the excess powder on the back of your hand because you don't want it to look cakey, you want it to look natural and lived in. So you're just gonna go over and powder the center. You're gonna go ahead and powder the center of your face where it gets the oiliest, probably the fastest, and also the areas where makeup tends to break down first. Usually makeup tends to break down around your mouth and your nose first, so you really want to reinforce that. And always make sure that you dab off the excess. So just go in the center of your face and make sure that you have all of the areas that tend to get the shiniest or the oiliest throughout the day. Make sure you get all those covered, and don't be afraid to like go over your brows as well, because when you tend to have oily brows and you take pictures, it tends to look like your brows are balding. So you really want to mattify them with like a puff. Also, don't be afraid to pinch your puff like that and just go into the inner corners of your nose. I find that makeup tends to break up the fastest there as well. You really want to set that area too. Definitely set your under eyes, your brows. Make sure you just set everything and make sure that, you know, whatever excess powder that you have, you can always just use it in the outer corners of your face. And also a tip, if you don't want any like lines from like using a mask, use lesser products on that area. So if you have like line marks here from wearing a mask all day, make sure that you don't put a lot of foundation here. Just mainly concentrate the coverage on the center of your face, so that, you know, because like the more foundation that you use on this area, the lines will be more apparent. Just saying. Just putting out there for the lovely community people. And there you go. So this is how I achieve like my really simple base makeup look. Obviously you can add on more coverage if you wish, and you can definitely spot conceal if you're very meticulous with how your base should be. But I'm just gonna keep it very casual. I'm just like, my goal with this makeup look is to keep things matte, longer lasting, and also even throughout the day. Because whether or not this whole makeup look will last in terms of like the longevity of it, that really depends on the makeup that you use, and also the amount of, I would say, moisture on your face, like oil, you know, like oil and water balance in your skin. I don't know. So that's why I chose like a mattifying primer, and also I chose to blot off the excess oils or the excess moisture off my face. so that we can have like a very clear and even base to work on. So yeah, you can definitely continue here, or if you're just not that into doing a lot of makeup, you can just head out the door. Really, like this is how you achieve this very lightweight makeup base. So yeah, I'll see you in another video. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any sort of value out of it, do like and comment. I love it when you guys give me your thoughts on certain things. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.